and relationships? Join us every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. for Family Matters, a brand new show on Praise 87.9 FM. Hosted by Dwayne Uter, alongside Dr. Cheyenne O'Connor, a licensed clinical psychologist and relationship expert. We'll tackle the real issues that families face. Straight talk, expert advice, and live call-ins. Got questions? We've got answers. Tune in and let's build stronger families together. Family Matters, this and every Thursday on Praise 87.9 FM.
Right start on a Thursday morning is 8 o'clock. We have Sophia Hamilton in this morning, educational psychologist, Family Matters. This morning we're speaking about how to socialize our boys to be more responsive emotionally.
Yes.
And Sophia, just hearing that topic tells me that it will also change the way how men now deal with stuff.
Yes, and women too.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
I always like to balance the equation, right?
Yes, yes. yes.
The equator. Mm-hmm. Equalizer, that's the word.
Yes,
Equator.
Equalizer.
Equalizer.
Yes.
So this morning, the reason where I've become so passionate about it is because I did a course called Caribbean Psychology.
Yes.
And it was so eye-opening because a lot of the theories, the testing instruments, they are from North America.
Yes.
So there's a lot of emphasis on our Caucasian persons. And so they brought in the whole idea of Caribbean psychology because we wanted to make our practice more culturally relevant.
Yes.
And it was so eye-opening for me that I began to think about, how we socialize our children and our boys especially. What can we do differently? So I'm hoping that at the end of today's session that we would have reached hearts and caused a process of transformation so that we will begin to socialize our boys especially differently, to become more socially, emotionally responsive, emotionally, socially strong. So that is our aim today. So give us some feedback and let us know if we have hit the nail on the head, all right? If we have accomplished our goal. So generally speaking, the statistics is showing that boys are at a higher risk for mental health challenges. So pulling from the WHO, the World Health Organization, we are seeing that, and this is the 2021 statistics that I'm quoting from, they're saying that male adolescents are significantly less likely to seek mental health support, but more likely to die by suicide than their female peers. In fact, globally, suicide is the third leading cause of death among boys aged 15 to 19.
Wow.
So that was so alarming to me. And I said, we've got to make some changes. We've got to do things differently.
Let me not cut you, but I
That's
need
okay.
to cut you. I think it was in COVID or just before COVID. Yes, it was just before COVID. My friend, we actually sang together. We did a duet together in Jamaica Gospel Festival. And she had, let me just say, one child. And I think after that one child, she wouldn't be able to have any more. The boy became a great singer. They would do it together. Mom is an educator and a singer. Dad is a musician and a teacher as well. Mom and dad, boys there's no favorite. They're just all close. Only child. Musical family, he sings as well, so they're just close. One evening, boy was home and he was on his iPad. very, very disciplined, mannerable boy. And dad said, "Son, put out the iPad now and go either go bathe and and get to do your homework or something."
Mhm.
And he just said, "Yes, Dad." Dad realized that he was a bit quiet in his room. Dad went in the room to find the boy hung himself with a towel on the grill, the burglar
Okay, yes.
in the grill at home. 9 years old.
9.
9 years old.
Wow. That's so sad. That is really sad.
So sad. And it just brings to my mind what you're thinking of, what you're talking about. That you might be so close to your child, and your child is suffering, your boy, your son,
Yeah.
and your son is going through issues,
Yes.
and you don't know,
Yeah, that's possible.
and you find out at death, at suicide. 9 years old.
9 years old. That is really,
Still,
really
it's just hard.
very difficult to deal with, and especially when they do it at home.
Yes.
That constant reminder.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
the death and the loss is so much, but then having it in that familiar environment is even worse.
When I reprimand my son, I'm very careful, because that is in the back of my mind.
Mhm.
Even when I said don't do this and don't do that, and I speak to him, I go back and check on him
Have to. We have
because I don't want
Yes.
that to happen.
And that is so important, that communication is
Yes.
open, and
Yes.
that we foster that open environment where they
Yes.
feel free to come and speak with us
Yes.
about any and everything.
Yes.
And yes, sometimes, no matter how close we think we are,
Yes.
our children can be suffering, our boys can be suffering, and we are not even aware of it, because
Yes.
we have so trained them to
The bottle
suppress
thing,
their
yes.
emotions.
Yes. Because they're boys, they should be strong.
Yes, and silent.
Yes.
And that was something that came home forcibly to me about how we train our boys as in relation to our girls. And there was something that came to the fore that's called gendered stigmas. So it refers to the social disapproval or discrimination that individuals face based on their mental health struggles. So it is conflicting with the traditional gender roles. And we looked at how do we socialize our men to deal with the challenges that they face. And you touched on it earlier. We found that the men were often trained, socialized, encouraged to bottle up their emotions, not express it, because when we express our emotions, it came across as a sign of weakness. Help seeking was discouraged, so you were not encouraged to go and get help, because that would be seen as you're not able to manage your own business. And so a lot of men, they turn to substance abuse. So they will be the ones who, not only, we're not saying that women don't do this as well, but a lot more men, based on the statistics, would turn to alcohol, they would start smoking or vaping, they would be the ones who would see with marijuana or some other type of substance. So what we have found is that culturally, we have socialized our men to be very silent when it comes to their emotions. And that is why we want to speak, we want to give our boys a voice this morning. So when we're looking at it, we see that based on the fact that there's been a lot of research that has been done in Jamaica and like Trinidad that has shown that boys are more likely to underperform academically or to drop out of school earlier and be labeled as disruptive and aggressive. We have been seeing quite a number of our boys, especially our adolescent boys, being very, so instead of speaking out about it, they're acting it out. So they come across as being very aggressive, being very violent. And so we have a lot of our boys being diagnosed, for those who seek mental health support, as being defiant or having conduct disorder, where they they don't respect adults, they have constant conflicts with their peers and adults, very disruptive in class.